Hi, it's Lynell Harlow today, and I'm showing you a double glitter technique. This is the card that I did for my July 4th posting on my blog, and I want to show you how double glitter is achieved. I used our new tree line die, and I went ahead and die cut that piece out. That's my frame. And then this is what we're going to do. So that's how it's going to look when you're finished. Now, to start with, I'm going to prepare my stencil. This is LJ886. And I'm taking natural soap and rubbing it all over the back of my stencil. This acts as a release agent. We're going to use a double sticky paper. And you don't want your stencil to permanently adhere to the sticky paper. And there's a lot of sticky papers out there that are really quite sticky. And you don't want too much soap on there. I can take a brush and just smooth out my soap. And I usually especially look at the front because you don't want any clumps. This is the front of the stencil. This is the part that I did not put glitter on. Did not put soap on. And now it's ready to go. Then I take a piece of cardstock, and here's my double sticky paper, and it has release paper on both sides. It's sticky on both sides of it. So I'm going to remove one side of that adhesive paper and just very firmly attach it to my cardstock. The cardstock acts as a stabilizer, especially in the part at the very end when you take the stencil off the sticky paper. Now I've taken off the other release paper, and I'm going to take that soaked side and put it against my adhesive paper. Now I don't want to get the oils or the dirt or anything from my fingers on that sticky paper, but I want this stencil to adhere real tightly, so that release paper just helps me firm that down onto the adhesive paper. Now we're ready to go. I have already started this one. I'm going to put a couple of pieces of scrap paper underneath my work, and we're going to use two opaque glitters, a bright blue and a red. And you're going to start from the outside and move towards the center of the design. And I already did, for instance, my blue by dribbling it in and then just moving with my finger the design. Just kind of rubbing it into the design just a bit. And take a Swiffer and get rid of that excess. Then I'm going to turn it and do the same thing with the red here. And then go back and do the blue. So those we've already achieved. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to do some of the detail work. So I'm going to make this blue and the very center red. So I am just moving very slowly, tapping off the excess. And now I can get that center area red. If it covers areas where you already have glitter, it's not a problem. You just want to keep it away from open areas where you don't want that color. So I'll also put a little bit of red here. And then I can go back and finish off the blue. You can see how that's working from the outer edge inside. For beginners, I think it's easier to do just one color of glitter. So, now we're ready. Once you get all of the glitter on, to do the background. And on the background, we're going to use a transparent glitter. And the reason for that is you want these colors to pop. Now, you're going to remove the paper from the stencil. And this is probably the most important part, is I'm kind of walking my fingers. And that way, if you have any excess glitter, it falls away from the stickiness that's on the paper still, on the background. You can see, once I get this off, I'm going to just point out that there's glitter that has fallen off of these areas onto the paper. And the other thing is, if you try to take the stencil off, you could bend your stencil. This way, just your paper is bent. You can see how it's kind of bowed and bent. But that'll straighten out. A little harder to do that with your stencil. So that's probably one of the most important parts of this process. Get a clean piece of paper and I'll put my transparent glitter. Now this looks kind of bright, but it's actually is a transparent glitter, and your background design is your detail design is going to show through this background glitter. There we go. Now you're going to cut this down to a smaller size, and it will fit your tree line frame. And when you go to finish this off, you will not be able to use an adhesive tape on your frame, your tree line frame, your die cut, because it won't stick to the glitter. There's something about adhesive tape that just will not stick. So you're going to put glue, a white glue, all over the back of that. And I like beacon adhesive called Gem Tack. It's a white glue that sticks to really slick surfaces. And that's what it looks like finished.